This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. So we've got an update on the grounded Fiji Navy patrol boat. It's been a little while to do this update. We're a little bit late, but I wanted to get this out to close off that story. So the Navy patrol boat gifted by Australia to Fiji, which was stuck on the reef, has been recovered. The vessel was grounded on the reef for over 3 weeks after trying to enter the island waters through a reef system. Apparently they decided to abort their entrance and were reversing out of a narrow channel when a wave came across and pushed them hard onto that reef. Our preparations to move them from the reef began almost immediately by removing anything they could, including fuel and fluids and heavy items, to try to lift the vessel to clear the reef. However, specialised salvage teams and equipment were flown in from Australia with the assistance of the Australian government, which had gifted the vessel to Fiji as part of the regional security efforts. The Fiji Navy's engineers and divers worked on the efforts, which included debunkering the patrol boat, like I said, removing the fluids. The salvage effort took about 2 weeks from the date of the incident, and this was to allow them to be able to pull the boat off with as little damage as possible to that reef and to the vessel. According to witnesses in the area and the chap who sent in this fantastic video footage, on the 30th of June, the boat was eventually pulled off that reef. The tug's name was Ratu Rabiki, I believe, and that was used to tow the vessel away, and only taking about 5 minutes to get the vessel off that reef. The Navy vessel was towed to a neighbouring island, and on this island they have a large deep passage and it's easy to get into. Obviously they're going to check it and see what repairs are needed. Okay, so we'll move on to our next story, sticking with the subject of grounded vessels. We have an update on the grounded sailing yacht in Greece that ran onto a reef, stranding herself there for over a week. The 46-metre or 150-foot sailing yacht Tamarita ran aground near the Greek island of Paxos after running onto a reef. A well-charted reef, by the way. The vessel, which was built by Pirani Nevi in Italy, ran aground on the 9th of July, according to the AIS data. We have some photos and videos sent in by a few different subscribers, and one explained that the yacht had been put into an upright position, and he said that the vessel was no longer taking on water, judging by the pumps that were in operation. I think that's what he said. It was translated from French. We also had some videos sent in by another subscriber showing a few tugboats on scene and a floating platform complete with crane, which has been brought in to lift the vessel off of that reef. You can see the strops in one of the videos here around the hull of that stranded yacht to enable them to lift with that crane the vessel right out of the water and away from that reef. We later had word from yet another eyewitness stating the vessel had been successfully removed and was now in tow for repairs. So I want to thank everybody who sent in footage and information about that incident. Couldn't have done it without you. We'll move on. Ocean Victory. For the first time in 2.5 years, the massive super yacht has popped up on AIS. The massive 140-metre or 459-foot super yacht has been MIA since the start of the war in Ukraine. The last position on AIS was just north of Malé in the Maldives. This location still shows on AIS to this day. That's from over 2.5 years ago. However, the vessel has been hiding out in a resort in Dubai pretty much ever since. Well, I'll come back to that in a minute. Often being seen actually on this resort with Motor Yacht A, another yacht avoiding sanctions by staying in the safety of Dubai's waters. Now, Ocean Victory and Motor Yacht A both switched off the AIS in the Maldives around the same time, going dark there and sailing to Dubai. The AIS notification says the vessel is headed, the new AIS notification for Ocean Victory says it's headed to a place in the US, which I highly doubt. But the owner of that massive super yacht is Viktor Rashnikov, a Russian billionaire who was sanctioned in 2022 by the EU, the UK and other countries issuing sanctions after the invasion of Ukraine. Now, Rashnikov filed lawsuits against the EU over his inclusion on the sanctions, losing that fight in September 2023. His massive super yacht has been hiding in the World Island Resort in Dubai ever since. She's been there so long, she's actually visible on Google Earth now. Now, Ocean Victory is a 140 metre or 459 foot yacht built by Fincantieri in Italy in 2014. And she's almost identical to another yacht called Motor Yacht Serene. In fact, the owner of Motor Yacht Serene, the original owner, should I say, Yuri Scheffler, he actually sued Fincantieri because they copied the design of Serene when building Ocean Victory. Scheffler's main claim was that that the shipyard had used his vessel, which the billionaire said he had intellectual property. He actually filed a lawsuit in the English courts, which was upheld, and they awarded him over 20 million euros. However, I know that Fincantieri did appeal that in court in Italy, and I'm not quite sure what happened after that. But anyway, as for Viktor Rashnikov, we'll no doubt get some comments about him being sanctioned just because he's Russian. So I'm going to put a list of things that his companies actually supply to the Russian military to make weapons and aircraft and tanks and submarines and stuff like that. So I'll put that on screen. All right, guys, it's time for a Friday Yacht Spot. We've got some really nice videos this week. And not that we don't in previous weeks, but we've just got a really nice selection. The first one here, Motor Yacht Elysian. This is a great footage in Dart Harbour in the UK on the 21st of July, taken by Alistair Lord, who said he was in his super dinghy. This is a 77 metre or 253 foot yacht built by Lurson in 2014, the super yacht, not the dinghy. The yacht is a 1,500 gross ton super yacht with a value of approximately $90 million. Now, the owner of this yacht is John Henry, according to Super Yacht Fan. He's also the owner of Liverpool FC and the Boston Red Sox. Next video we've got here is Motor Yacht Launchpad and Wingman. This is obviously Zuckerberg's fleet of yachts here. And this was taken in Lipari in Italy on the 22nd of July. The previous video was shot just a few days ago, actually, in the UK. I think it was 21st of July. The next one we've got is Motor Yacht Ulysses. This is the new Ulysses built for Graham Hart, the New Zealand billionaire. He's the chap, of course, who built the original Ulysses, the big, clever marine one, and the Andromeda. He built that one too, and then he sold them. They were built by Clever Marine in Norway, and he later sold them to former Russian and Dr. Evil impersonator Yuri Milner. Now, Ulysses is a 103 metre, 337 foot yacht built by Fedship, formerly known as Project 1011, built in total secrecy by Fedship, but as we said, for Graham Hart. Video was shot in Monaco by Nathan Marks. Now we've got some quick fire photos now. The first one here, Motor Yacht Zeus. This is in Zakynthos, I believe it's pronounced, in Greece. That yacht is often seen in Monaco. Lovely sunset photograph here of Motor Yacht Chaos in Saint-Tropez. Motor Yacht Elysian, again, the same yacht. This was posted on Twitter a couple of hours ago. Somebody asking me what the name of the yacht was. So I'll post that here. And a nice photo of a sailing yacht, not dissimilar to the one that was grounded in Greece. However, it's not the same yacht. This was taken in Newport in Rhode Island. The name of the yacht is Sailing Yacht MV, which is kind of peculiar. In this video series, we're looking at the 56 metre or 182 foot super yacht, My Legacy. All right, guys, we've got a new video coming out on Sunday, following on from our $50 million super yacht tour, which was out last Sunday. We've got an unusual video here. We've got a tour of the crew areas, the laundry, mess, emergency escapes, even the crew cabin. We've got that video is coming out on Sunday, 3 p.m. BST, British Summertime. If you can't wait until Sunday, you can check it out on our Patreon page. Video is already live on there, as well as a technical tour of the same yacht, a bridge tour, engine room tour, all the technical spaces. That's also live on Patreon as well. That's not going to be coming to the YouTube channel for maybe a week. All right, guys, so if you've liked everything here, please be sure to like this video for us and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've got any information for us, you can send it through to us through the normal fashions, the email address and the ticker. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get it on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. All right, guys, thanks very much. Have a great weekend. Like I said, look out for that video on Sunday, and I'll catch up with you next week. All right, bye-bye.